To get views on YouTube, you need the 4 essential ingredients. We call this the perfect video recipe. This is made up with the big idea, the hook, the content, and the transition. We've spent years trying to figure out what makes a video go viral or just get a ton of views while other videos get no views. Like you, I know the feeling of waking up with no new subscribers and no new views. It's not a good feeling. And each day you wake up hoping that the YouTube algorithm found your video and pushed it out to millions of people. But it doesn't do that. It still just gets 0 views. So let's talk about the first reason of why that is. This video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound, and you can try 30 days for free by using the link in the description. The reason why 98% of YouTube videos don't get any views is because they don't implement the 10 key elements that go into making a viral video. Seriously, there's 10 elements and they're all right here. You can't see these? You know what? This actually happened to me too, but once you understand them, then they all appear and it's magic. And it turns out it's really easy to start implementing these into your YouTube videos. To actually start getting views on YouTube, yes, you need a great video. Yes, you need a great thumbnail and title, but there's something that comes before that a lot of YouTubers overlook. And that's the big idea. Now, instantly I think of this Hollywood trick that I learned from Save the Cat. This is actually a book on screenwriting for movies. But I learned something in this book that seriously shifted my mind when it came to how I think about YouTube videos. In the book, the author talks about how screenwriters are competing against a bunch of other scripts out there in the world, kind of like YouTubers competing with a bunch of other videos out there on YouTube. And he said that these producers don't have time to go through and read all of these scripts that people send to them. Kind of like on YouTube, you just don't have time to watch all of the videos, so you have to choose one. So how do these producers actually choose what script they're going to read? Well, honestly, it's kind of simple. They just ask the writer, they say, what is it about? Now, the answer that they give to that question is the logline of their movie. It's maybe 1 or 2 sentences explaining the movie and what it's about. Now, if those 1 or 2 sentences can't intrigue the person into reading their script, they don't even read it at all. And just like on YouTube, if I were to ask you, what is your YouTube video about? If you can't explain it in 1 to 2 sentences, or it's just not interesting when you explain it, then it's probably not even worth making. And that's what he talks about in this book. If your logline is not interesting enough, it's not even worth writing the script. So let's break down these 10 key elements. As an example, let's just say we have a dental hygiene YouTube channel. And let's say we want to review the Burst Sonic toothbrush. Seems just like a normal video idea, doesn't really have this big idea element to it. So we make the video best toothbrush under $100 Burst Sonic toothbrush review. And now what I'm gonna do is take some of the key elements and implement that into this video to make it a big idea. So option number 2 would be Kim Kardashian uses this toothbrush. Burst Sonic toothbrush review. Both are the same video, but one has a slight twist to it. One is using an authority in its title and video idea. Now that's just one of the 10 key elements that you can implement into your videos to go viral. Actually, there's another element found in this idea, but we'll get to that. So to actually get views on YouTube, there has to be demand for your video. There has to be people who are actually interested in what your video is about. Here's a great example. Look at option 1. We have the Sony a7C full review. It's over a year old and has 37,000 views. Now look at option 2, the perfect 4K vlog camera for YouTube videos in 2022. It's a month old and it has 74,000 views. It's the same camera, a very similar video, but completely repackaged. On option 1, you only click on it if you know what the Sony a7C is and if you're interested in that camera. Whereas on option 2, you click on it if you want to know the perfect vlog camera for YouTube. There's clearly more demand for vlog camera versus Sony a7C, a very specific camera. You also really need to understand that different topics in your niche are simply just gonna have more search traffic. So check out this example. Option 1, we have keyboard shortcuts for Final Cut Pro, 2,500 searches per month. Option 2, we have Final Cut Pro tutorial for beginners, which is 7,768 views per month, which is 3 times more in search traffic. So one of the reasons that your videos are not getting any views is because there's not a lot of search behind that topic. Now, no matter how small or niche down your channel is, you can still implement this big idea theory to your videos. First off, just ask yourself, what are the main desires that people have for in my niche? Niche. I don't know. Also ask your question, what are the main problems that people in my niche are facing? Those common problems and common desires in your niche are going to be your big ideas. Now look, big ideas for Mr. Beast are going to be different than the big ideas that we have at Think Media and the big ideas that you have for your channel. Some of our big idea topics are going to be best camera for YouTube or how to grow on YouTube, because those are topics that are applicable to the mass majority of our audience. Now you can't just make every single video covering those most searched topics. So what you need to do is find other ideas and topics that have these key elements and implement them into your video. And when you start to incorporate these, you're going to bring so much demand and interest to your YouTube videos, and it's going to get you massive views. So let's get right into the rest of these elements that you should implement into your video's idea, and then practically these are going to show up in your title and thumbnail as well, which is going to help you get the click. Now, Jake Thomas on Twitter actually recorded 200 plus videos into this database, and to make it into this database, a video has to have at least 3 times the average views for its channel. Now, these elements are going to be ranked from least to most commonly found in these viral YouTube videos. Now, I definitely recommend following Jake's Twitter account because you just get these amazing YouTube knowledge bombs, and I just love his account. Another awesome resource that I found for coming up with these big idea topics is creatorhooks.com. Seriously, every single week I look forward to getting his email because he sends you 5 video ideas that are like these big ideas that could do really well for your channel. So for me, it's been a great way to come up with new ideas for this channel. Number 10 is to refute an objection. Now in his database, he found that 5% of the videos refute an objection. An example of this would be how to make money with YouTube Shorts without making videos. Now I'm gonna fly through all of these, but I want you to start thinking, how can I implement these ideas into my own niche? Write them down, do whatever you gotta do, and you're gonna come up with tons of ideas by the end of this. Number 9 is epic or extreme, and he found that 6% of the videos had this element. An example would be, I made a giant 30-pound Kit Kat. Something extreme that we could do at Think Media is I made a 24-hour long YouTube video. I don't know if people would watch that. Let me know in the comments, would you actually watch a 24-hour long YouTube video from Think Media? We might have to do that. I hope not though. Number 8 is beginner tips. 8% of the videos are specifically for beginners, and we do this a lot at Think Media. The example he gives is how to get your first push-up, beginner calisthenics and motivation. Don't overlook the beginner content because there's a lot of people trying to get started. Number 7 is time frame. 9% of the videos include a time frame. For example, 10,000 followers in 10 days, my new strategy. Now it's even better if the time frame is going to be epic or extreme. For example, 10,000 followers in 10 days, that is an epic extreme element as well. So it's kind of 2 different elements combined into one video. Number 6 is deep desire. Now 14% of the videos included this deep desire element. An example is how to change your life in 3 weeks by 2022. Number 5 is authority, which 17% of the videos included this, and that's exactly the Kim Kardashian example that I gave you guys. Now, it doesn't have to be just a celebrity. It can be a well-known brand, a location that's well-known, whatever it is, as long as it has some sort of authority, you can use this in your video to draw in more views and more interest. His example is how US military linguists learn languages fast. Number 4 is timelines, and 20% of these videos are timely, also known as newsjacking or trend jacking. An example in October would be 20 Halloween candies you should never eat. Number 3 is a list, and this element was in 28% of the videos. An example is the 7 best purchases to make in your 20s. Now, another hack is to tie this in with things that are highly searched. So not only did we have the list, but we tied in the beginner element as well. And also a little secret here is that a lot of these videos are using more than one element. So stay tuned for the end where there's some like crazy stats on exactly how many elements you should incorporate into your YouTube videos. Number 2 is negativity, and sadly 39% of these videos used negativity in their idea. An example would be 3 reasons you should not buy a Tesla. I'm not necessarily saying you should do this, but I am saying that it works. And the most common element found in these videos was actually found in 56% of all of these videos. And this was actually another element in that Kim Kardashian example. So pause the video and comment if you can guess what this number 1 element is. Without further ado, the number 1 element is curiosity. An example would be why Alton Brown is warning people about San Marzano tomatoes. Now, I bet you if you open up YouTube and you go on the homepage, you're gonna find a few videos that are implementing this this curiosity factor. So how many of these elements should you actually use in your video? Is one enough? Maybe 2 or 3? Well, on average, videos have 2.2 of the elements above, and 50% of all the videos have a number in them. So if you want to go viral, I definitely recommend studying these elements and using 2 or 3 of them in your idea, title, and thumbnail. Now, luckily, coming up with viral video ideas doesn't require you to be super creative and constantly thinking of brand new ideas that have never been done before. So right now, I'm going to share with you the exact steps and tools that we use at Think Media to come up with viral video ideas that get tons of views. First of all, we know that video ideas that worked well for another channel most likely are going to work well for us. So one of my favorite ways to find these video ideas that are going to get a lot of views is by looking at the videos that got a lot of views for other channels in my niche. And there's a couple ways to do this. Now, first of all, we're looking at Channel Makers, which has some really awesome videos. So I'm just going to go to his videos. I'm going to sort by most popular. Now I'm looking at some of these videos that are the most popular, but you also want to look at how old they are. Sometimes you're going to find videos on here that are years old and they're not really getting traction anymore. But right away, I can see that his first video that has the most amount of views is 3 months ago. This video is if I were starting a YouTube channel in 2022, this is what I would do. This one over here was posted 6 months ago, and this is things every small YouTuber does. Now you want to write all of this down because these are great ideas. And remember, we're not stealing their videos, but these videos did well for a reason. It could be because of the topic, the thumbnail, the title, the actual video. Probably because all of those things were really, really good is why this video is getting tons of views. And so we want to take note of that, write it down, and then we are going to make our own version, hopefully make it better or make it different. Now, another really cool tool is called Trending, and this is actually a vidIQ tool, and it's a free plugin that you can install, and then you can get this trending feature. And so if I click the trending button, it's going to load up some of these videos that have the most views per hour right now. And basically this just simplifies the process and tells us exactly what videos on this channel are getting the most traction. So looking at some of his most trending videos right now, we can see that this one was just posted 18 hours ago. So of course that one is going to have a lot more views per hour because a lot of the subscribers are checking it out. But if we start looking at these other videos, all these videos have really good ideas that we can pull from. Now I want to show you inside of vidIQ real quick. Even though a lot of the hacks and tools that I'm going to share with you guys don't require vidIQ, one of my favorite features is found in the competitors tab. And if you scroll down after adding in some competitors of people that are in your niche, when you go down here, it's actually going to show you some of the trending videos from all these people that are inside of your niche posting videos as well. You can see it's already sorted by views, and you can change the time period from this week to be this month. And this is going to show you the most viewed videos this month from your competitors. So I definitely would be taking notes of what videos are trending right now from your competitors and potentially make a video similar to it. Now, once you've started posting videos for a while, you want to go into your YouTube studio and start studying your own videos, see which one of your videos are doing well, and then you can actually double down and make another version of that. All you have to do is go into your analytics, and if you just scroll down a little bit, you're going to see your top videos in this 30-day period. And you can change that period just by selecting this. If you wanted to make it the last 90 days, we can do that. So looking at these trending videos for us, I can even see right down here, we have a video from 2018, which pulled in 50,000 new views this past month. This is definitely a video I want to remake and update it because it's been 4 years now, and there are some new sites out there that have really good copyright free music. And so I'm definitely writing that down so that I can remake that video. And this isn't a promise that my video is going to go viral just by simply remaking these videos, but it's proven that these videos have traction, they have demand, and that is really, really important when it comes to actually making YouTube videos that are successful. Another great tool you can use that's absolutely free is the search bar on YouTube. For example, let's just say that I had a keto channel and I wanted to make a video on keto, but I wasn't sure what to make it about. I can use this search bar, and this is going to give me ideas that are highly searched. First off, I'm just going to start by typing in keto space bar, and now this is going to be the YouTube autofill. So keto diet for beginners. This would be like one of the most common search phrases for keto when people are typing in keto. So this is something I definitely want to look at. But if I go ahead and type in keto diet for beginners and I go ahead and search that, we're going to see that there are going to be tons of videos covering this topic. And using this vidIQ plugin, we can actually see that the search volume is really high, but so is the competition. So as a channel just starting out, or if you don't have a lot of subscribers yet, you want to do this. We're going to go back to that search bar. We're going to get even more specific and niche down even more for this video. All I got to do is add another space bar, and we're going to see some more auto fill-ins happening. So we have keto diet for beginners meal plan, recipes, we have weight loss, sauce, Indian meal plan, all this kind of stuff. These are all really good ideas, but we're gonna go ahead and go to recipes. Now we can see that the competition is still pretty high, but we can go back in here and throw some new words in there, go with a different angle, and get tons of ideas just from the YouTube autofill. A really cool hack that I use all the time is if you go in between two words or even at the beginning of the phrase and you add in an underscore and you hit spacebar, this is going to add in some words right in between the middle for you. So if keto Indian diet plan or keto veg diet, and this is going to give you even more options. If I go to the beginning and hit underscore spacebar, we are going to see some autofill-ins happening before our keyword. So definitely mess around with that and see what kind of ideas pop up for you. Now, if you're not really sure what kind of topic you want to go after and you're kind of juggling between a few, Google Trends is a great resource. Now for Think Media, I just went ahead and threw in some camera brands up here, and you can see which ones are the most popular, and Canon and Sony are definitely the most popular. And I can see that Sony actually has more traction, more search than Canon does. And these things are really important when you're deciding what kind of videos you want to make for your channel, because if you're making a video that just doesn't have a lot of demand, it's not going to get a lot of views. So you'd rather make a video about something that does have a lot of demand and a lot of search. Another amazing hack that you can do that a lot of people don't do is if you go to the search bar, you're going to type in your main keyword. So let's say I have a Fortnite gaming channel. I'm going to go ahead and just type in Fortnite and then hit search. Now from here, what you want to do is go to the filters, and then you're going to change it to this month and then let it load. And then you're going to hit filters again, and you're going to go to view count. So this is going to sort it by the most viewed videos that have happened in the last month. So basically now we have a bunch of trending videos that are happening in our niche because all these videos were posted in the last month. And look, we have millions of views. So these are definitely topics and videos that we can get ideas for to make for our own channel. And another thing here is you want to be looking for trends and kind of scroll through and see if there is a similar pattern or a similar trend happening, and definitely hop on those trends. So even just scrolling a little bit, I noticed that there is a trend happening. Right here, we have the random boss challenge. If I scroll down a little bit more, you're going to see this again, the random back bling challenge. And then right here again, we have the random pickaxe challenge. So this is definitely a trend you want to hop on, do the random blank challenge in Fortnite. Now, to be honest with you, coming up with these big ideas isn't enough. You can still get 0 views even if you have the best idea in the world, because before you get someone to view your video, you have to get someone to click on that video. So we're going to cover thumbnails, and Netflix actually released some really cool information on a study that they did for their own Netflix thumbnails, and it correlates perfectly to YouTube thumbnails. So this information that Netflix released is going to help you come up with simple, proven, and effective thumbnails that are going to help you get the click. Now on Twitter, I found a really cool tweet thread by Jay Alto, and he was presenting information from Netflix by Trung Fan. And Jay Alto actually took this information and translated it into how YouTubers can use this Netflix data for ourselves. I'm going to leave a link to the Netflix article as well as the Twitter threads in the description, and also check out Jay Alto on Twitter. He has a really cool account, so if you're looking to level up your thumbnails, you're going to love checking that out as well. But in summary, here were some of the findings. On average, Netflix users are looking at thumbnails for only 1.8 seconds. Thumbnails were also the biggest influence in users selecting their content. Also, viewing thumbnails took up 82% of the users' focus while browsing through Netflix. Now we can assume that the data is very similar from Netflix to YouTube. Now this is only some of the information. I'm going to get into way more data that is super interesting, especially for us YouTubers. But so far, here's what we can take away. Thumbnails are crucial for getting clicks, and you don't have that long to grab someone's attention before they're going somewhere else. And this tells us that people are paying attention to the thumbnail when they're scrolling through YouTube and not really the title first. They're looking at thumbnails mainly. Now we're going to get into some more practical tips for grabbing the viewer's attention and getting clicks with this data. Data, what is it, guys? Let me know in the comments. I don't know, but I'm going to say data. Here we can see that Netflix found humans respond to faces, specifically ones expressing complex emotions, which carry more information versus benign expressions. So you know the classic YouTube thumbnail face that people do? Well, it's actually backed by science because it works and it gets people to click. Netflix also found that using visible, recognizable characters equals more engagement, particularly when it's a polarizing figure. Now, this is a really interesting tactic and something we have done on Think Media, which is using other influencers in our thumbnails. Now, you have to make sure that, of course, the content backs up the thumbnail and it's not just clickbait. Now, this could be a really interesting strategy for someone to grow their channel based off someone else's influence, especially if they are a controversial figure. Now, this one is really interesting. Netflix found that engagement dropped when thumbnails contained more than 3 people. Now, on Twitter, Jay made the connection, and I totally agree with him that this goes beyond just faces. This could also be just images or subjects in your shot. For example, you can look at this Ryan Trahan and Airrack images, and you can see that, yes, there is only 1 person, so that is less than 3, which is positive, means more engagement, but also there's not more than 3 objects in their thumbnails. These thumbnails don't have a lot in them, but they work really, really well, and this study backs that up. Now, once you grab someone's attention with that thumbnail, the next thing they're gonna look at is the title. I'm also gonna share some of the free resources that we use to come up with great titles, as well as a bonus tip at the end that you're gonna wanna see. Now, recently we had an all-team meeting, and Sean was giving us a training on how to write better titles for YouTube videos. And during this, I took some notes and I realized you guys need to hear this stuff, because a lot of this is just really good practical advice that I think most people aren't really doing. Now, the first tip that Sean gave to us was to avoid insider language. Now, I want you to think about some of the things that you might say when talking about your hobby or passion that would just fly over a beginner's head. So if I'm making a video about cameras and maybe I'm talking to the camera, I'm like, hey, do you want to get a shallow depth of field? You might not know what that means if you don't know anything about cameras, but if I say, hey, do you want to get that blurry background where you're in focus and everything behind you is out of focus and blurry, that is beginner language and is really easy to understand as a beginner. And this is very important for your titles, because you want the person to actually understand your title and what it is that they are going to click on. Now, when Sean was talking about this point, there's 2 things I wrote down that I got to share with you. One, he said, if you confuse, you lose. And then he also said you want to shoot for a 5th grade reading level. So be thinking, how can you simplify your title, make it easier to read and easier to understand? Tip number 2, shorter is better. Now hold up though, because there definitely is a disclaimer on this. Sean was saying it really doesn't matter if your title is long, according to the algorithm, you still can do well with a long title, but the words that are up front matter the most. First of all, people's attention spans are really short. So if you have a video that maybe says vlog 97 - what I eat in a day, you might want to flip this around, because you want people to read what I eat in a day first. They might be interested in that, but if they read vlog 97, they're not interested in that. They don't really care, unless maybe they're a subscriber that's following along with your vlogs. But what I eat in a day is broad in general to everyone. You also need to be aware that long titles are going to get cut off at a certain point. Whether you're on mobile or desktop, if your title's too long, you're going to see ... So when you click on the video, you can see the full title. But when you're just browsing through YouTube, sometimes you can't see the full title if it's too long. And this is why those words at the front are so important. Tip number 3 is to understand the viewer's intention. Now, within this tip, there's really 2 things to understand here. And the first one is to not clickbait. You want someone to click on your video knowing what they're going to get, not click on their video and trick them into getting into the video and then not giving them what they wanted. Because ultimately, if you do that and people are clicking on your title thinking it's one thing, but not actually getting that, they're just going to click right off, and it is going to kill your average view duration, which is really bad for the YouTube algorithm. So we want to avoid that. Now, the second meaning to this tip is the chocolate covered carrot. Now, my friend Alejandro Reyes, who is a genius marketer, was actually talking about the chocolate covered carrot method at our Grow with Video live event. And I'll make sure to leave a link in the description if you want to check out our yearly event where you can hang out with us and learn about YouTube and how to grow on YouTube and make money. But back to the chocolate covered carrot is realizing what the viewer's intent is and what they actually want. For example, let's take a look at the title of this very YouTube video. Ultimately, the video is about how to create a perfect YouTube title, but people don't really want to know how to make the perfect title. What they really want is views. They want clicks on their video. Now, getting views would be that chocolate. It's what they want. It's the good stuff. Now, on the inside is the vegetables, the stuff that's actually good for you, which is creating a good title, because that is what's going to give you the views. So you want to think about what the viewers want and what they need, and you want to mesh those together, not clickbait them, but deliver on that promise. And I know that this is going to deliver on that promise, that if you follow all of these steps in this video, it is going to help your your titles, and it's gonna help you get more views. Number 4 is practical tools. You wanna use real data and even some software to come up with good titles. One thing I love to do is look for good titles that are already out on YouTube. So I'll search on YouTube and I'll start looking for videos that might have a similar title to what the video is that I'm going to release. Now, specifically, I'm looking at the view count to the subscriber count. I'm looking for videos that have a lot of views, but the channel doesn't have that many subscribers. Now, if you're wondering how I can see the subscriber count right here in the search without clicking on their channel, it's with a software called vidIQ. And you can actually go to vidiq.com/think to get a free 30-day trial, or you can just use the free version of their software and look at their subscriber count. And we'll have a link for you in the description down below. Now, the reason I like to look at the subscriber versus view count is because if there's a bunch of views, but there's not a lot of subscribers, this means that this video is doing well in the YouTube algorithm, that YouTube is actually promoting this video. So that's a really good indicator to me that they're using a good title. Now, to be clear, I draw inspiration from these titles. I look at the keywords they're using in their title, maybe the way they've worded their title, and then I use that to craft my own title for my video. Another really cool vidIQ feature that I use to come up with good titles is actually when I'm uploading the video, once I add in my tags, if I go back up to the title, it's gonna give me some recommendations for adding in keywords to my title. This is a really cool tool for ranking and search. By adding in some of those keywords into your title is gonna help you rank higher in the search. Another really cool tool that we use is called Headline Analyzer. This is at coschedule.com, and we'll have another link in the description if you wanna check it out. And I just use the free version on their website. All you gotta do is put in your title and it's gonna give you a report back with a lot of really cool information and some really cool tips. And I'll even give your title a score and tips on how to improve that title to get a higher score. Which brings me to tip number 5, and make sure you stay after for the bonus tip. But tip number 5 is to write multiple titles. It's always a good idea to brainstorm multiple titles and not just have one that you go after, but actually have a few in your lineup. And when you write these multiple titles, it's great to get other people's perspectives and to see what other people think and which one they would click on. Especially if they're a beginner or outside of your niche and they look at your titles, they're gonna give you some really good feedback. They might be like, oh, that is some insider language. I don't know what that means. And this can help you rework your title to go through these 5 steps and make sure that you have the perfect YouTube title. Now, here's the bonus tip that a lot of people are not doing on YouTube. Most people shoot their videos, they write their titles, do the thumbnail, and then upload it to YouTube. But we actually want to do the opposite of that. We actually recommend that you write your title first before shooting your video. And then with that great idea and title, you can write your content to execute on that idea. All right, so now you got your big idea and you even know how to package it with a great title and a great thumbnail. And of course, you have that great idea. So now you're ready to script and make this YouTube video. And I'm gonna share everything that goes into making a great YouTube video. So make sure that you are taking notes because you wanna implement these tips and these tools into your script before you even make your video. That way you don't get into editing and then you realize you don't have a lot of the stuff that I talked about that I told you you should include. So you really wanna make sure that you implement this stuff into your script and then you can shoot this stuff so that when you are editing, you can piece it all together. Now, the truth is the first 30 seconds of your YouTube video is the most important. And one of the most common mistakes I see from a lot of failing YouTubers is they aren't implementing a powerful hook. If you are not getting views on your YouTube videos, then you have to start your videos the same way that successful YouTubers are doing it. He literally just combined all 3 methods into that one intro. This is why he's getting millions of views. Now, before we dissect the secret to creating engaging intros for your YouTube videos, you need to know that there's a few methods that you can use in your videos. And yes, this is gonna work for informational channels, entertainment channels, any channel that you have, this is going to work for you. But the key here is that you have to understand each method and then decide which one is gonna work best for your channel and for your specific video. Shh, a hint here is that a lot of the successful YouTube channels actually use multiple different methods inside of their intros. We'll get into that.
You gotta just press record.
The very beginning of a YouTube video is so important, and channels that go viral and blow up, they know this. The beginning of your YouTube video is called the intro, and the purpose of the intro and why it's there is so that when the viewer experiences the intro, they want to stick around and actually watch all of the content. And here are some of the methods that successful YouTubers are doing to keep you watching. Method number 1, tease what's coming up. Now, I'm sure you've seen this done before, not just on YouTube, but also on television. Oftentimes, if you're watching some sort of reality TV show, at the very beginning of the episode, they're gonna show you what's coming up. And it's usually all the juicy stuff, all the drama, and that's what keeps you wanting to watch. So at the beginning of your video, how can you show the drama, the highlights, or even the moment leading up to the most exciting part of the video, but then cut it off? And this is you telling the viewer, hey, we got some good stuff coming up, so you're gonna wanna stick around to see this. This right here is a great example from a show called Hot Ones, and at the very beginning of their YouTube video, they give us this.
Oh mate, that's the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth.
You can see that he's in some pain because he just ate some spicy hot wings, which makes you want to watch. Which now seems a bit twisted, admitting that I want to see him in pain from spicy hot wings.
That is so bad.
Hey, I guess it works. This works really, really well for vlogs, but what about if you have an information channel? So here's a great example. This is a video podcast. It's an hour long, but in the first 15 to 30 seconds, they want to show you why you should stay using this coming up method.
Sometimes it's not about what decision you make, just make one and commit to it. I can't not know what the heck would happen if I didn't take the challenge or find out. That's what will keep me up at night.
I think we need to start a new unbranding campaign. Sensei McConaughey.
Now that right there is a great example because they took some of the highlights, they put it at the very beginning. So now I want to stay and kind of hear his thoughts on those subjects. And they added in some really good music to kind of convey that emotion of inspiration and motivation. And that right there is a way better start to the YouTube video rather than just getting in at the very beginning of the video podcast. Because now as the viewer, I know it's coming up and I want to stay for that. Here's one more great example, kind of from a tutorial based channel where they teach you how to do countertops, make it look really cool for really cheap. And this video is about how to do a stone effect for your countertops with epoxy. Let's check it out.
You want simple countertops in this video? We're going to show you two samples of a
adding in clips, so as he talks about it, you're actually seeing it happen as well.
For the decorative part, we're going to show you how to do marble spray and granite spray. Is your jam marble, or would you rather have granite?
I love those shots. It looks great.
It's a 1-2 punch. I'm feeling frisky. Let's go.
That's another great example of talking to the camera and just telling you what the video is going to be about, what you're going to experience in this video, but then using B-roll, using those clips later in the video, overlaying it on the beginning, and now they get to see what the finished product is going to look like, and then the video shows them how to do it. Method number 2. This one has worked really well for us, and this is get right into the action. If you have a channel that is information based, this can work really, really well. These are some of the highest performing videos for us in the first 30 seconds. So in that intro, people are actually staying the longest in these videos because we get right into the action. We're gonna check out this video that was actually filmed at Grow With Video Live, which is an event that we throw every single year. So we'll have a link in the description if you guys want to come and hang out with us, talk all things YouTube and online video. But let's check out this intro.
YouTube tags.
Underrated. Nobody's using them properly still.
I think they're overrated. YouTube has come out and said that they're not really a big deal.
You gotta just press record.
I think they're a big deal when you're starting out.
I love it.
Give you clarity.
I love it. So the video just keeps going. There was never an intro. There was never any sort of setup. You really just got right into the action. And as someone clicking on this video, are YouTube tags worthless? You want to know the answer. And as soon as you click on that video, you're kind of getting two answers. You're getting yes and no.
YouTube tags.
Underrated. Nobody's using them properly still.
I think they're overrated.
I love that there was no intro. There was no, hey guys, we're at Grow With Video Live. My name is, it was literally just the answer to the question of the video. Method number 3, this one seems a little bit weird at first, but I promise if you stick around through all these examples, you're going to understand it. And that is reinforce the title. Let's start off right away with an example from Mr. Beast, who does this in almost every single video, and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. The title of this video is Last to Leave Circle Wins $500,000. Now I want you to watch this video with me and listen to what he says. He reinforces the title of the video.
I put 100 people inside of a giant circle, and whoever leaves the circle last wins $500,000.
So even right there, just 6 seconds in, he's told us that people are in the circle and the last one to leave is going to win $500,000. Now here's the second half of his intro.
But if you touch the red line, it's game over. I don't care how long this takes, whichever one of you leaves last wins $500,000.
And boom, the intro's done. We're 16 to 18 seconds in and the video has started. Well, officially started. The intro's over, now the content is happening. So why does Mr. Beast do this and why should you do this? Well, first of all, when someone clicks on your video and you tell them exactly what they're going to get and it matches the thumbnail and the title that they clicked on, it builds trust with that viewer. It lets you know that Mr. Beast is not going to clickbait you. He actually is going to give someone who leaves the circle last $500,000. Now, another reason that he does this at the very beginning of his videos is because he wants to build more context. In the first 6 seconds, we find out some new information that there is 100 people within the circle.
I put 100 people inside of a giant circle.
And then he says that the last to leave wins $500,000, but we already knew that piece of information just based off of the title. And then in the second half of his intro, from 6 seconds to 16 seconds, he adds in some of the rules. If you touch the line, you're out. So he's giving us more context, more information, and he's laying down the stakes for this video. And then he says, I don't care how long this takes, the last one to leave the circle wins $500,000. Again, he's setting the stage. He's letting you know that this is going to take a long time and it's not going to be easy. Now, there's a lot of information there that he wants to get in the beginning of the video, but it doesn't all make it into the title. And so this is a great way to reinforce the title, but also add in a little bit of new information. Again, if you have a channel that is not entertainment based, you can totally use this. And this is something that I do all the time. Now, one of my best performing intros that actually had 80% retention rate at the 30-second mark, I used method number 3 and not method 1 or 2 because it just didn't make sense for that video. So let's see how I did this in the video titled YouTube Employee Reveals the Secret to Getting Views. A YouTube employee just revealed the secret to getting views on YouTube. Okay, right there, 4 seconds in, I reinforced the title. So people clicking on this, they know I'm actually going to give them what the title promises to give them. Let's watch the second half of this intro. Now, what is that secret? Well, we know that the YouTube algorithm favors a video that is watched 90% of the way through versus someone who watches 10% of a video. This is called average view duration. And people are wondering what's a good average view duration. You know, what kind of percentage do you actually need to get into the YouTube algorithm and start getting views? Now, in the second half of that intro, I added in a whole lot more context. I revealed that the real question we need to know on how to get views is what percentage average view duration do we need on our videos? Meaning, how well do our videos need to perform to actually get into the YouTube algorithm and start getting views? Now, this definitely wouldn't have worked with method number 1 or method number 2, because the whole point of this video was to reveal a piece of information that we got from a YouTube employee, which you could argue that I did do method 1 by teasing what was coming up, but I didn't give them the final answer. And I definitely didn't want to do method number 2 because the whole point of people clicking on that video was to receive that secret information. And if I gave it to them right away, they would just click off and leave. So I actually wanted to tease the viewer a little bit by saying, hey, we have the information. And then I wanted to explain to them what it is and how it's going to help them get views. And also reveal to them why this information is legit. Too legit to quit. I'm sorry for that. Now, here's one more example where the same idea is done, but it's just done a little bit differently. Personally, I saw this video, I thought it was super interesting, so I clicked on it and then I realized this intro is really cool and it got me hooked into the actual content. So let's check it out.
We are out here in beautiful Westlake Hills. This is where Joe Rogan lives, Lance Armstrong, Matthew McConaughey, and so we are here gonna go knock on random doors and find out what people do for a living. This is something since when I was a little kid, I was like, how did these people get rich? And today we're gonna find out.
I've also always wanted to do this because I've thought the same exact thing. Now, though he doesn't repeat his title word for word, he reinforces the title and the idea of the video and shows us how he's going to do it. And he also adds in context as to where he is, what kind of celebrities live in this area, and then what he's going to do. And he even shared his curiosity as a child that I resonated with, and a lot of other people probably did too. Like I said earlier, some of the most successful YouTube channels actually combine all 3 methods into their intros. And here's a video that does this really, really well. And all within 15 seconds. But first, it's important that you know you don't have to combine all 3 of these methods into every single one of your YouTube intros. Most of the time at Think Media, we're using 2 of the 3 methods, sometimes 1 of the 3 methods. So it definitely depends on the type of content and the specific video that you are making. I recommend experimenting with these different methods with your content and seeing which one performs the best. You definitely want to go into your YouTube Studio Analytics, look into what's performing performing well, what's not performing well. Really think about why and what the viewer wants and what they were expecting in that video. And from there, you can adjust, you can experiment more and continue to improve. This is a video by Eric that has 4.2 million views and it's called Facing 100 Fears in 24 Hours. Let's check it out.
Today, I'm gonna be facing 100 fears, starting with
The fear of cockroaches.
now, before my face gets locked in a box full of cockroaches, I need to tell you that as time goes on, the other fears in this video will get much more terrifying than this. We have 24 hours to face all 100 fears, and the timer starts right now.
He literally just combined all three methods into that one intro. This is why he's getting millions of views. As soon as you clicked on his video, he reinforced the title.
Today, I'm gonna be facing 100 fears,
Then he just jumped right into the action.
starting with
The fear of cockroaches.
now, before my face gets locked in a box full of cockroaches,
But before you get what you came for, he actually tells you what's gonna come up later in the video.
I need to tell you that as time goes on, the other fears in this video will get much more terrifying than this. We have 24 hours to face all 100 fears, and the timer starts right now.
And then it comes back and he goes right back into the action. Successful YouTubers are amazing at getting people to keep watching their video all the way to the end. And if you aren't following some of the principles that I'm gonna share with you, I promise you once you start implementing these, you are gonna see a huge difference. Now we're covering the third part of our perfect video recipe, and that is the content. The content refers to what the viewer came for. So right when they click onto the video, this is where you're gonna have your hook. You're gonna hook them into whatever the video is, but that bulk of the video, the meat of the video is going to be the content. So before you ever even shoot your video in your script, you really need to nail down the content that you're gonna deliver in the video. On a practical level, you clicked on this video because you want to grow on YouTube. You wanna get views, you wanna make better videos, but you really came for the advice or the tips that I'm going to give you in this video. And maybe in your videos it might be advice, but maybe it's entertainment, or maybe it is motivation. Whatever it is, the content is what they truly came for. With that explained, let me give you 7 tips that are going to help you level up your content on YouTube so that you can start getting views. Tip number 1 is to lead your viewers down a path. If your video is hard to follow along, it just doesn't make sense, it's all over the place, people are going to click off and watch something else. So a very practical tip here for you guys that you can do to lead the viewers down a path that makes sense is actually number out your content, whether that is tips or advice. Maybe you're talking about books and you can number that as the 5 best books for blank. In this video, I'm going over 7 tips, or kind of like 7 rules that you should follow when actually making your content on YouTube. So whether this is numbered in tips or steps to follow along, this is going to make it really easy for the viewer to watch that video. Now, if this doesn't make sense for your content, what you can do when actually writing out your script is think in bullet points. It's really important for you to think about those main points that you're going to cover in that video. Tip number 2 is don't overthink the content. You want to make it really easy to watch and very digestible for that viewer. So that previous tip with numbering or bullet pointing out your script and your video is going to make this tip way easier, because naturally as you break something down into sections, it's a lot easier to teach someone those sections rather than just your thoughts all scrambled out on a script and then talking to the camera. So that's going to make you go all over the place. You really want to not overthink the content and make it easy for someone to understand. Tip number 3 is know who you are talking to. When someone sees your thumbnail and title and they click on your video, you want to connect with this person on a deep level. A great example of this is Sean back in the day used to talk about how in his videos he would refer to the bokeh as a blurry background, because that's what just the beginner would call it. And he was talking to beginners getting started in video. And if he tried to explain it as a low aperture bokeh, whatever kind of background, it would just fly right over those people's head. And because he was talking to beginners, he just called it the blurry background, and that's exactly what beginners were calling it. This is actually a really hard tip, because as you're talking to beginners, you just naturally kind of use insider language that a beginner wouldn't really understand. So you really have to think about the viewer and who is watching this video. Also think about the age demographic. What kind of audience, what kind of age range is going to be watching this video, and how can you connect with them? Just simply being aware of who you're talking to and trying to connect with them is going to take you really, really far. Also, your videos might be covering a pain point already, but the more that you can actually touch on those pain points and talk about your own experiences and how maybe you've overcome overcome it, or even how you're struggling with those pain points too. This is gonna help you connect with that person. Tip number 4 is be straight to the point. Don't confuse this with the hook of your video. I have a video completely explaining how to start off your videos. You should definitely watch that. We'll leave a link in the description. But this means once the content starts. So as soon as your hook ends, you wanna get straight to the point. Now, this doesn't mean to not be fun, entertaining, or engaging. You still can be those things, and I think you should be those things. But you have to understand that when someone clicks on your video, they want something. And so giving that to them as soon as possible is going to help you. Ultimately, YouTube really values watch time, and the longer that people watch your videos, one of the worst things that you can do for your videos is not get right into it, because people will click off and go watch a different video. And this is a mistake I see a lot of YouTubers make, is they don't actually get into the promise of their title and thumbnail first. What they do is they like vlog for like 5 minutes, and then they actually talk about what was in the title and thumbnail. So especially if you're just starting out and growing, don't do that, and I promise you this is going to help you a lot. Tip number 5 is to switch things up. This could be by adding in B-roll to your shot, so you're just not looking at me the whole time. Maybe you're looking at something else and a different shot that I took, or one that I downloaded off of Storyblocks or some sort of website like that. You could also just switch things up by moving locations when filming. This is gonna take a bit more time. It can be a little more difficult, but this is going to help switch things up. And this is important because it keeps the viewer engaged and it keeps them watching longer. You can do this in editing by adding in text or graphics, or even changing the music as the video goes on. As you can see in these videos, I change the music a lot, and that is thanks to our sponsor, Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound has tons of amazing music on their website that you can choose from for your YouTube videos. And the awesome thing is that you can use their music in your YouTube videos and still make money. I definitely recommend going on their website and looking at the different moods and choosing from that to match the mood in your video. This really makes it super easy for you to find a song that matches the tone of the video that you're going for. And another awesome thing I love about them is they have tons of sound effects. I'm using their sound effects all the time in my videos to spice things up and to take it to another level. And so I love that they have a huge library of not just music, but also sound effects. And if you want to get your first month for free, check the link in the description or go to thinkmediasounds.com. Tip number 6 is to show, don't tell. Now, there's a video that I was looking at recently and it got a lot of views and it did really well, but there was a couple dips that I noticed. And so I went back into my analytics and I wanted to see why were people dropping off at those specific points. I'm gonna show you this quick video that I just recorded recently where I go in depth on what each of those sections mean. And then we're gonna come back and I am going to show you what my scripts look like and share some tips with you and go really in depth on how to actually write the script for your next YouTube video. So first, check out this video. You could see why someone would skip forward past while I'm talking, because I'm literally telling you that, hey, what's coming up is going to be this. And so it's like, why not just skip forward to that point? I didn't need to explain any of that. So instead of talking there, I really should have just showed them. Now I noticed another dip in the video, and it's because I said, now coming up next, I'm gonna be talking about bullet points and how I use that for my script. And then I'm going to share a hack with you that is going to help you get more likes by implementing this into your script. And it's also gonna help you with increasing your audience retention rate. So stay tuned for that. But first, like this video. Now there's really nothing wrong with saying, hey, coming up is gonna be this, and I do that sometimes just so people really know what's actually coming up. The problem is if you make it too long and you're like, hey, make sure you comment and like and subscribe and hit the bell and do all this stuff, people are gonna just skip right over that. So I prefer to actually just have a subscribe button pop up and pop back down rather than me saying to subscribe to the channel, which you should do. But honestly, just avoiding some of those words and some of those things that make people skip forward is going to help you increase your average view duration tremendously. Tip number 7, this is the most important tip on the list, and this is a huge mistake that I see tons of YouTubers are always making on their videos. The mistake is that YouTubers are not using the transition method. If you aren't doing this, you're literally missing out on a massive opportunity of bringing views to old videos, but also to your new videos as well. The transition method, it's super important, and I know you're wondering what it is. You already know it's the 4th ingredient into creating that perfect YouTube video. Now, this 4th ingredient is just as important as the previous 3, and you have to really understand how it works and how you can use it in your videos. So check out this segment, and then I'm gonna give you the last step that you need in order to truly get views on YouTube. One of the keys to getting more views on YouTube is your session time. In this video, we implemented this strategy that shot us up in views and ranked us in search. So now we're getting more views than when we originally posted that video. And that's the beauty of this strategy, is that this is gonna work on your old videos. You know those videos that get like 2 views every 48 hours? Yeah, those ones. We are going to revive them back to life. So So here's how it works. The most underrated hack for getting more views on your old YouTube videos is getting people to watch your video all the way through and then watch another one. Another one. Nolan, end cards are an old thing. Dude, come on. Yes, but you've been doing it wrong. No one actually clicks on your end cards. No one actually makes it to your end cards. Ouch.
Boom. Roasted.
So let me share with you what not to do, and then I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to do to make this strategy work. Now at Think Media, we work with a ton of YouTubers, and there is a common mistake that I see when people share their videos inside of our Facebook group or when they share their videos inside of the YouTube challenges that we do. And you can actually join our next challenge by going to tube1kchallenge.com if you're looking to get your first 1,000 subscribers and make your first $1,000 on YouTube. It's 1 week long, it is completely free, and the link's in the description, so go check it out. But the common mistake that I see is a misuse of end cards. And when you do this the right way, you can revive an old video, but also push that current video into the YouTube algorithm. This is because YouTube values session time. And this is basically when someone binge watches your videos and they keep watching video after video. Low-key, YouTube does want you to send people down a rabbit hole, which I've been down many rabbit holes on YouTube. You might be on one right now. I don't know. Now, honestly, I bet all of you can actually prove that this method works. I don't know about you, but if you've ever binge watched a couple videos, say by Mr. Beast, the next time you close YouTube and then open it back up, guess who's there? Mr. Beast! And you're probably gonna end up clicking on one of them. In this video that I showed you guys earlier, we had 27,000 views in the first 79 days. And then I implemented the strategy, and then it jumped up to 30,000 views, and it's been on this upward trajectory ever since. And this is because that this strategy actually helped it jump up a little bit in views, but then helped it rank in search even higher. So now it's getting more views through search day after day. Now, in essence, the strategy seems super simple. Get someone to watch your video, and then at the very end of the video, get them to watch another one. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, and these tips are going to help you tremendously. So take notes on all of these and implement this into your next YouTube video. Tip number 1, don't close. Don't make it sound or look like you are closing out the video. Don't say finally or for this last tip or lastly. Those are words that make people think you are ending the video and they are going to click out. Tip number 2 is to make that end card your last tip of the video. In this video, I actually have a bonus tip, and this tip leads directly into another video, so check this out. Now here's the bonus tip that a lot of people are not doing on YouTube. Most people shoot their videos, they write their titles, do the thumbnail, and then upload it to YouTube, but we actually want to do the opposite of that. We actually recommend that you write your title first before shooting your video. And then with that great idea and title, you can write your content to execute on that idea. Now, if you want to learn how to write a YouTube script, then you can click on the screen right now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is a great example of your last tip going straight into another video, and it makes them want to watch. And it also helps the video feel like it's not ending because it's the very last tip, so they're watching to the very end, and then they want to go on to the next thing. Tip number 3 is to make it their next step. This could be a part 2 to a part 1 video, or just the logical next step that they should take. If you have a gaming channel and your game walkthrough is all of level 1, the end card should be level 2 because that's the logical next step that they should go and watch. Or if you have a fishing channel and you made a video on how to cast your fishing rod, the next step might be how to reel in the fish. I'm not a fisher, so I don't really know, but that feels like the next logical step. Tip number 4 is to end your video by introducing a new problem. Let's say I had a fishing channel, which is highly unlikely, but let's say I had a channel and my video was how to cast your fishing rod. This is how I would end that video. Now, as a beginner, one of the biggest problems you'll run into when casting your fishing rod is if there's high winds. So click on the screen, I'm gonna walk you through how to cast a fishing rod in high winds. That would work. Because what I did is I said, hey, there's more problems out there for you to solve. Here's another problem that I can help you solve. Now I know I'm gonna get some comments of people saying, what if I don't have that video yet? Well, that can be your very next video, and it's okay if the people for the first week don't have that video. In the description, you can just say video coming soon, and then next week, that could be your video. And then once you have a library of videos, you can start referencing your old videos. Now, this next tip is by far the most effective tip of them all, and it's the one that I found that works the best, and this is called the must-watch method. What you want to do here at the end of your video is convince them that if they don't watch this next video, then this entire video that you just spent your time time watching is completely useless. And how do you do that? Well, you do it by making the next video a key element of what you're teaching. Meaning that if they don't go and watch this next video, then these previous steps will not work. It's literally a must watch. An example would be like if you have a cooking channel and you're making a video on how to grill the perfect steak. And at the end of the video, you could say, hey, in order to make a really juicy steak, it doesn't come down to just grilling the steak. You actually have to make sure that you marinate it and season it correctly. So click on the screen, watch that video, or else your steak's just not gonna taste so good. So make sure you add into your script the transition method so you can send them to another one of your videos. And that is the perfect video recipe. But like I said, I have one final thing for you guys to start getting views on YouTube. And that last and final tip would be to practice. You have to just get started. Even if you don't want to use any of these tips or any of these tools in this video, that's okay. Just get out there, start shooting something, start writing something, start creating something, and post on YouTube. We all start with 0 subscribers and 0 views and 0 videos uploaded. So just start making videos. And if it's bad, it's okay. Your first videos should be bad. You should learn as you go, and you are going to learn as you go. Your first videos probably are going to be pretty bad. Sean says your first videos are your worst videos, and that's true. When you look back, you're gonna see how much you've grown, but that's only if you take action and just start making videos. Now, I totally understand if this is overwhelming for you, especially if you've never posted a YouTube video yet. And that's exactly why I show you how to write, shoot, and edit your very first YouTube video. I walk you through it all, and I make it super, super easy. And so if you just need some practical steps to walk you through getting that first video shot and uploaded, then click on the screen, and I'll see you guys in the next video.